Good morning, I'm Claire Murphy. Welcome to the Solo Bureau. Coming up today, I'll remind you of everything that's happened between Kyle and Jackie O that led to yesterday's settlement between Sandilands and ARN and why it is far from over. But before we get into that, here's the top stories. It's Thursday, June 18. There are calls to simplify power bills to make it easier for households to make decisions about their providers. After launching a review into the way power companies bill customers, the Australian Energy Market Commission is calling on retailers to simplify it for customers, saying they want it to be as easy as buying milk. AEMC Chair Anna Collier said you don't get separate bills for the cow, the carton and the transport. You get one simple shelf price. The AEMC also said they want to tackle the loyalty tax, calling for retailers to be forced to come clean on the number of customers charged too much for their loyalty features, saying customers often end up on uncompetitive offers after their attractive introductory deals lapse. The US has released the details of the Memorandum of Understanding to end the war with Iran. The agreement will work towards removing all US and UN sanctions placed on Iran, and in return, Iran will agree to a new minimum standard for downblending of highly enriched uranium. It provides a framework to ensure the territorial integrity of Lebanon, who are currently at war with Israel after Iranian-backed group Hezbollah, who are based in Lebanon, launched strikes at Israel after the death of Iran's leader. The deal also includes a US $300 billion reconstruction fund for Iran and secures toll-free passage of the Strait of Hormuz for 60 days, after which fees will be considered. The first point of the memorandum is that both sides declare the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. Trump, who's currently at the G7 summit in France, said of the deal that he didn't know if it would all go ahead as planned on Friday, also saying that the reconstruction funding would only be handed over if Iran behaves themselves.
I would think they would do it. If they don't, then that's okay. We'll have to start the process again.
Luigi Mangione, the man accused of gunning down the CEO of a US health insurance company, will base his defence on him undergoing an extreme mental health crisis. Mangione is accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York in December 2024. While the killing was condemned, it also became a symbol of the country's frustration with rising healthcare costs and insurance industry practices. Under New York law, murder defendants can seek to convince a jury that their actions can be explained by an extreme emotional disturbance that reduces their criminal culpability. That strategy may see Mangione able to reduce the murder charge to manslaughter, which carries a much lighter sentence. Mangione pleaded not guilty to murder, weapons and forgery charges. His trial is set for September this year. A British healthcare worker has been accused of trying to sell Princess Catherine's medical records. The UK data watchdog says a healthcare professional at the private hospital where the Princess of Wales underwent abdominal surgery in 2024 had tried to sell highly sensitive personal information believed to be her medical records. The Information Commissioner's Office said it had issued a formal caution in relation to the offence and didn't find there to be any wider failings at the London Clinic, one of the largest private hospitals in the UK, which also treated King Charles' recent cancer diagnosis. It's believed the healthcare worker is no longer employed at the hospital. In more royal news, The Telegraph's reporting that Prince Harry is bringing his whole family back to the UK for the first time in years. Harry moved to the US with wife Meghan back in 2020, with then baby Archie. His sister Lilibet was born in California in 2021. The couple did bring their children to the UK in 2022 during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations, where they introduced Lilibet to her namesake during a private meeting that coincided with her first birthday. It's been reported that the Sussexes will bring Archie and Lilibet over to promote Harry's Invictus Games, but it hasn't been confirmed by their spokespeople. It's also not known whether they'll see King Charles or Prince William while they're there, as relations between the royal siblings and Harry's father remain strained. It's a good morning to be a Queenslander, with the Maroons taking out Game 2 of the State of Origin last night in Melbourne, the first Queensland win at the MCG since 1995. Running in 6 tries after half-time, the Maroons beat the Blues 44-24 in front of a record Origin crowd of 91,671 fans. With New South Wales bagging Game 1, the teams now head to Brisbane's Suncorp Stadium for the decider on July 8. Former Top Gear star Jeremy Clarkson has revealed on his TV show that he's dealing with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. In the latest episode of Clarkson's Farm, the 66-year-old told his farm manager and land agent that he has cancer, but that it has been discovered early and he expected to be fine. He then revealed in the final episode that he'd undergone surgery to remove part of his prostate and won't know if it's worked until November. He was then taken to hospital after complications from the surgery.
And here we are at the end of season 5 and I'm back in a hospital bed. Some of the treatment's gone a bit awry, let's say. I'm going to be here for a little while. If this is all successful, I'll see you in for season 6, and if it isn't, I won't. Take care, everyone.
Well, that's what's been happening while you've hopefully got a decent night's rest. I can hear the scoffs from parents, perimenopausal women, insomnia sufferers and shift workers from here. Have a great day, but before you go, if you've been on the Solo Bureau's social media or you actually look at the show logo when you download the show each day, you might notice it looks a little bit different today. And that is because the amazing Gabby Revel from Foundry Creative offered to give my very basic design skills a level up and created my new logo and a stack of other artwork that can be used across social media and the like. Gabby has made this show look $1 million. If you want to check out her work and maybe get some help redesigning your business too, you can find the link to the Foundry in the show notes. And again, Gabby, you are a dead set legend. Thank you. Okay, next, a quick rundown of everything that's happened with Kyle and Jackie O this week. You can trace the downfall of the once radio ratings giants Kyle and Jackie O quite a long way back. But the cracks really started to appear in January 2025. Jackie Henderson gave an interview to Stella magazine where, reflecting on her journey to sobriety after dealing with substance abuse addiction, she said she was keen to explore life beyond the boys' club of radio. In May that year, someone leaked an argument between the pair that had never been heard before, which was picked up by the Daily Mail. In July, Jackie admitted on air that she'd begun to think about life post-radio, saying she'd like to live in Italy for half the year once their 10-year, $200 million contract expired. In September 2025, Jackie stormed out of the studio after another heated on-air exchange. In October, the Australian Communications and Media Authority forced KISS, the station the pair worked for, to tighten editorial oversight of the show after a string of complaints about vulgar content. They are at this stage the target of an activist group concerned their type of radio broadcast is not appropriate for many who may be listening. In February 2026, after discussing recent news live on air, Jackie brought up horoscopes. Now, Kyle lost it, telling her she lacked work ethic and accused her of being off with the fairies, saying everyone who worked with them could see it.
Your fixation on this has made you almost unworkable.
That's not fair.
But it's actually true. You're off with the fairies with.
Tell me where.
Mental.
Jackie left the studio and didn't return the next morning. A few days off turned into a week turned into longer, and ARN, the parent company who owns KISS FM, would say that Jackie had told them she could no longer work with Kyle and had therefore breached her contract, something she later denied. They also cited Kyle for breach of contract too, telling him he was then obliged to rectify it or his share of that $200 million contract was over. But they forbade him from contacting Jackie, something he says made him unable to do what was being asked of him. In March, ARN pulled the plug on the Kyle and Jackie O show, putting an end to the pair's 27-year partnership. Longtime staffers of the show were made redundant. In the aftermath, Kyle threatened to sue ARN for wrongful termination, seeking a payout of $85 million. He also warned that he would look to buy out his former employer unless they return him to the airwaves.
Put me back on the radio and let's get the share price back up.
Henderson, in turn, also launched legal action. Then, yesterday, ARN and Sandilands settled their matter out of court, the media company announcing via ASX that they'd agreed to pay Sandilands $12.09 million, a whole lot less than the $85 million he was after. The first instalment of $3 million is due to be paid next month. But that's not the end of their relationship. The company also advised that they'd agreed to promote Sandilands' new independent media project, a rumoured podcast, across their platforms in a 3-year $1.5 million deal. In return, Sandilands has also agreed to revenue share with ARN, who will receive 19.9% of the profits. He's also been directed not to engage with any of ARN's direct competitors for the next 9 months, meaning he won't be appearing on any other commercial radio stations in the near future. Sandilands was approached by Channel 7 and Channel 10 News outside his Sydney home yesterday, where he said he could have continued the fight, but he just wanted it to be over.
I could have dragged it on for like a year and a half. My guys are pretty confident of winning. It means I can get back to work rather than annoying my wife. So it's quite daunting to have that hanging over your head.
This is obviously not the end of the legal battle between ARN and the Kyle and Jackie O show. Henderson's lawsuit, where she's seeking $82 million, is still ongoing. Now, experts say she has a stronger case, as she may be able to prove that ARN did not provide a safe working environment for her. Her lawyer said she was left psychologically unwell from the ongoing bullying from Sandilands. Most agree she's in line for a much higher payout than the $12 million Sandilands just received. As to whether she'll have an ongoing relationship with ARN, that remains to be seen. Although they did offer her to work on other shows with her after she walked from the Kyle and Jackie O show. The big winner out of all of this seems to be ARN. They still get revenue from Sandilands, who remains popular with audiences despite his behaviour towards Henderson and others, while no longer having to honour that massive contract. We'll keep you posted on how the rest of this case plays out. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Solo Bureau Substack community. We've been chatting about Kyle over there since the decision was handed down yesterday. Many of you are pretty unhappy with the results. You're concerned that Sandilands never seems to be held accountable for his behaviour and instead is rewarded for it. You can join the chat too. Just sign up and get involved. Also, to those who've offered to become part of the Solo Bureau team, you are incredible. The network is growing. If you have knowledge of a certain type, whether you studied it, work in it, or are aligned to it in some way, make sure you let me know so I know who to call on when those stories hit the headlines. Have an amazing day, friends. See you tomorrow.